Good day, you absolute legends. In today's video, we are going to be building a submarine. Now, this is a build I have always wanted to do, and I think now is probably the best time and the most fitting time to do so. The reason being is, as we know, Worlds Part 1, when that update dropped, it changed the entire ocean layout forever, with dynamic waves and even underneath the ocean receiving special treatment. Now, before we do get into today's video, ladies and gentlemen, as always, can you please just make sure for me that you are indeed still subscribed to the channel. If you need to resubscribe, please do resubscribe, or if you have been watching me for a while and you like what I do, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button? You definitely will not regret it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into today's video. Now, just as we are getting this build underway here, as you also read in today's title, submit your builds, show me what you've got. What does that mean? Well, every month I'm going to be showcasing the best of the best from the community when it comes to builds. Now, do you have a build that you worked really hard on in No Man's Sky and you want it featured? Then this is your golden opportunity to do so. All you need to do is click on my Discord link, linked in the video description down below. Join me over on there, and then you can submit your builds right here where it says submit builds, and then all you need to do is either submit a video, a YouTube link, or a picture and explain a little bit about it. And we're going to be doing this every single month. So if you are working on something right now, something absolutely incredible, and you really want to showcase it off, then this is your time. Again, link in the video description down below for my Discord. Go ahead and join it and start submitting your builds from today. So let's talk about the submarine that I'm building in the background here. Now, my design choice here was to be as simplistic as possible, using prefabricated parts in order to get the shape that I want, rather than trying to overcomplicate it. However, by doing this, it's left me in a very small ruckus on the inside, which I'll show you in just a moment. But on the outside, it's giving me the shape that I want, and obviously I've got fins and that on the side now for quote-unquote steering controls and that, imagine if you will. And on the back, I do have propellers, as well as a top part of the submarine where you have an access port so you can get in and out of the submarine. All that is very dandy. Now, on the inside, now you can see, ladies and gentlemen, where I have my problem, because the only way to open up these doors right here, as far as to my knowledge, is to use these ladders. However, when you use these ladders, you can only go up or down. So how am I going to get from room to room, you may be asking? I also asked myself that same question whilst I stood there for about 10 minutes trying to come up with some sort of idea on how I'm going to do this. Now, at first, I put down flooring through the entire submarine, thinking that maybe I can just bypass the ladders completely by walking across the flooring, and somehow I'll just kind of like glitch through each individual room and just act like nothing's happening, and it'll almost act as if there was doors. That didn't work out. Now, instead, what I figured out was I could go down 2 additional options. I could indeed put teleporters down and have teleporters in every room in order to get from room to room to room to room, from one end of the submarine to the next. However, that would take up time, and that would take up a lot of space, which unfortunately, because of how small the inside is, because it is a submarine, so space is very limited, that wasn't really going to be an option. So the only option I have is to use the ladders themselves. But you may be asking yourself, Cynical, the ladders, they don't work because they can only go up or down, and because they're from side to side, then the game still thinks you're going up or down, so it's invisible ladders, and you can't actually do that. Well, this is where a newfound thing by yours truly comes into play, called ladder hopping. How does that work? Well, if you think about it, you can jump on a ladder at any point as long as you can physically see it. So you can start the journey on a ladder halfway up as long as you can physically see halfway up and activate the ladder. So using that same principle, I can look halfway down another room and then select to use that particular part of the ladder, and you'll automatically be transported to that location. And all you need to do then is jump off the ladder, and there, presto, you've gone from room to room, and you can do that going up the way or down the way. So using this method, I'm able to go through rooms now and use the ladders more effectively. Yes, it is a pain in the bum to get it sorted. Yes, it doesn't work all the time, but I am limited with what I can do, so this will have to do the now. So now I've got the problem of getting from room to room somewhat sorted. What am I going to do now? Well, obviously it's a submarine, it's meant to be, you know, lived in and things like that. So I decided to spend the next 15-20 minutes just going from room to room and putting in different sorts of things. So in one room, I put in my refinement room, and then in the next room, I put in like a cooking station. The next room, I put like a lounge area, and so on and so forth. I mean, overall, this build was quite fun to do, and it was a new, unique challenge. And again, building underneath the water like this and having to use prefabricated structures give a lot of different challenges. But nonetheless, I really did enjoy the way it turned out, and I am happy with the overall results. But let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section down below, how would you tackle this problem? Do you think there's a different way or a different option in order to get a submarine in No Man's Sky where you can actually go through the floors a lot more easily? Do you think using the prefabs was the correct choice, or would you have done it differently? Let me know in the comment section down below. You know what to do. But ladies and gentlemen, before I do let you go today, as always, I just want to say a massive thank you to my Patreon and my YouTube members. And if you, the viewer watching this here today, and you want to support the channel, you want to support the work that I do here, then you can do by clicking on my Patreon link in the video description down below. That'll take you over to my Patreon page, obviously, and it starts off at a completely free tier and then goes up to subsequent tiers from there. Or alternatively, you can go ahead and join my YouTube members, and the pricing for that starts off less than a cup of coffee. However, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, liking the video, subscribing, and or leaving me a comment is more than enough. But if you do go down that extra route today, I just want to say a massive thank you in advance from myself. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.